Alright, we are here at war number 4 of Season 21. We are up against Matrix, and you guys know Matrix, they're a pretty solid alliance. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the paths here. Alright, so I'm going to be on path 9 in Section 1. That's the Hazard Shift, Poison, and Incinerate path. And I've got 2 stubborn defenders here. Now, I'm going to be using Quake for both of these fights, and I'm just going to be doing parry style. And then in Section 2, I've got Path 1. So Taskmaster, who is now Metal. I'll be using my Magneto for him. And then I've got Doctor Doom here. I'm going to be doing parry style Quake. That's the enhanced buffet node. And then up at the top, I've got Night Monkey, who is also Metal. I'll use Magneto for that one. Let's go ahead and join up. I'm just going to walk over to my fights as usual, and then I'll take these fights here a little bit later. And you guys will see those fights when they happen. All right, here we go with the Quake fights in Section 1. Juggernaut is up first, and then Mr. Fantastic. These fights are extremely straightforward with Quake, just parry style. He does have Indestructible because I accidentally dexed at the beginning, just trying to get myself back into a corner where I feel most comfortable parry style quaking. But that's basically going to be about it. Just try to nail all of my parries to reduce incoming block damage. But even if I miss a parry and take some blocked hits, it's not an issue. If he throws his heavy attack, it's just one move, which is very easy for Quake to auto evade, and he goes down very, very easily. This fight I expected to take a little bit longer because Mr. Fantastic does have a really large health pool, but the strategy is exactly the same. And his animations are a little bit wonky, so there are a few points in this fight where I, like right there, where I missed the parry. I almost feel like parrying his medium attacks is like you have to be like a millisecond later than you would expect, but in any case, it doesn't matter. Quake is just going to take him down very easily. He doesn't hit hard either. Neither does Jugs, so you've got a lot of room for error in this fight. On Path 9 in Section 1, Hazard Shift, I really think that most alliances are going to try to place either multiple defenders or a combination of defenders that are not quakeable or ghostable, and really you want to try to, like, Vision Arcus is a decent matchup because even like Red Hulk is it's not not ideal for him. All right, so this fight, I originally, and before I posted assignments, you see it's got Burden of Might there. I paused it for a second because, Rolling Thunder. For every 10 seconds that pass in this fight, her special attack damage is going to increase by 10%. So, let me just say up front, Magneto is not a good matchup for this node, regardless of who's on, even if it's a Metal defender. He's super risky here, and the reason that I'm not playing normal Magneto style and using my heavy attacks is because EMP modification is going to give the defender an EMP modification like passive charge for every single buff that I trigger. So there, I haven't triggered any prowesses from his heavy, but I do trigger dexterity just to try to bait her SP1, and that alone takes 10% of my health from one single shot. Now, where I get into trouble in this fight is she won't throw her special attack. Obviously, it doesn't help to take that. I'm in the corner at this point, and I have no choice. I have to dex her and I mess up on the dashback. She gets her SB3, and that's all it is. So the best matchup, the best attackers for this node are going to be Dr. Doom, who's completely shock immune, and obviously you have great power control. And then if you see somebody like Torch or something like that you absolutely can't use Dr. Doom for, then Quake is a really good option. Now obviously Quake is not going to be advisable against Elsa, but initially before I posted the assignments I had a Dr. Doom taking this fight, and honestly it was just a planning error on my part. A lot of my planning process is setting up initial paths, and then I'll make some adjustments based on a bunch of different factors. And I switched a Doom away from the left section, and I just forgot to have a Doom go left or whatever, to assign a Doom there until we joined attack. And in our backup, we actually needed to use our backup on the right side of the map to place crossfight debuffs using Mr. Fantastic for a particularly tricky fight. So we didn't have backup, and I thought, you know what, this should be okay with Magneto if I don't activate my prowesses. But anyway, Taskmaster is a metal defender, so Magneto is a great option here. Now the reason I'm just blocking here, number one, against metal defenders, Magneto has a 50% chance to perfect block, so I'm not really worried about the damage. And I wanted to save my parries, because obviously Taskmaster becomes fully immune to all debuff effects after he's been inflicted with 10 debuffs. So, I fast forward to the end there because honestly I never even needed to get off that special 3. Because he's metal, he wasn't able to heal or regenerate off of me or anything like that. So, now this fight, I was a little bit concerned about this fight. Quake, in my opinion, is the best matchup here, but it's unforgiving. So, really, you could die with one mistake if he shocks you and then he passively stuns you and he smacks you and all kinds of stuff. And that is actually going to happen in this fight. I get fortunate and I don't die in this fight, but it could have gone terribly. So, I mean, ultimately what happens is I just miss a parry. Or actually, I think I get messed up by the double concussion when he comes out of the stun. And yeah, I just missed the parry there. That's the main complaint that players have with parry-style quaking, is for a brief second there when you're auto-evading everything from double concussion, it throws off your timing. And that, normally I feel like I have a control over that, but that definitely happened in this fight. And I also didn't boost attack for this fight and the Night Monkey fight because I thought that I was going to be taking Hit Monkey mini boss on node 48, the Rage node, with Apocalypse. That's why I brought Apocalypse. But once we got to Hit Monkey, we saw his health pool. I did some math, and Apocalypse, unboosted without critting, would have triggered the Rage cap on every single basic attack. So that was obviously an impossibility. And Human Torch, we ended up moving over to that fight, and Human Torch did a really good job on that Hit Monkey. So this fight is, about as basic and easy and safe as it gets for Magneto. Night Monkey has a really small health pool, and you've got a lot of margin for error in this fight. So basically just going through the motions here, heavy attacking. I do throw an SB1 here, and I actually thought that it was going to kill him just because his health pool is so low, but it didn't, and just prolonged the fight for an extra 5 seconds. So that's the end of my war. I had the one death, my first death of the season. Bad assignment. I should have made sure that we had a Dr. Doom for that fight. Normally I like to show myself clearing the map at the end and show how our BG did performance-wise. I just forgot, but we died 5 times in BG3 this war, and Matrix as an alliance died only 5 times in the entire war against our defense, which is pretty interesting. But here are the cards. We've got PWF with the silver, Hinoch with the gold card, and then TJ Our boy King Buck in BG3 got his first platinum card. He's been awesome this season. Really happy for him. That's the war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.